This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, sweeps to his right, gets to the 20. He's at the 30. Needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline. Breaks the third tackle. Comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's out of the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst.
York, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers. 7 on the Ravens' 27-yard line. 49ers into the backfield. Smith on third down. He'll take it himself for first down. And more. Alex Smith is in. Touchdown. His left hip. Third down. Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in the post. And it's good. Touchdown. Touchdown 40. But it's second down. Ryan takes the snap. Goes to slant to the left side. It's Russell. Intercepted. The 49ers pick it. And Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption. Kaepernick shoots it. Hold everybody. Colin Kaepernick. What a game. Touchdown. Yeah. 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 Oh, shit.
Can y'all hear us?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, and we're here to bring you guys another fun-filled episode. I am still getting dressed and still getting these kinks worked out, so I apologize for all of the craziness that y'all are experiencing right now. Let me put my front camera on instead of the back camera so y'all can at least see my beautiful face. Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah, beautiful, my ass.
Nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. All right, guys, listen, we got a fun-filled show for you guys today, so make sure we're going to run through these formalities really quick, and then I'm going to pop off of here. And I'm going to be dressed and back to and ready to do this thing. So this is your first time here on the YouTube show, guys. Thanks for jumping in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on those notifications so you know exactly when we are going live. Give us a follow on some of our social media platforms. We have Twitter. We have Snapchat. Those handles are Nothing But 9ERS. That is the number 9, Nothing But 9ERS. We also have Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitch. And that is Nothing But Niners. It's spelled all the way out. All words, no numbers in there anywhere. You have an email address if you guys want to contact us. Questions, comments, concerns, reviews, suggestions, anything. NB9ERS@nothingbutniners.com. And last but certainly not least, if you guys aren't there, don't be the last one to get over here. We got some hot fire coming for you guys over at patreon.com/NB9ERS. Fellas,
Yo,
how y'all doing?
Good, man.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. One more
Something
day
like-
closer
something
to
like-
49er football.
Something light, y'all just chilling over there. Okay, well, listen, I'm gonna drop myself out real quick. I have to get dressed. I got to find a plug because I got 17% battery. I'm doing an update on my computer. I don't know if that's why the microphone wasn't working. I will be back in about 2 minutes.
Yo, that's Mike's like fifth update
Y'all was down,
in
bro.
like 2 months.
He should just get a Mac, then he'd be straight.
Yo, tell what are you thinking about so far, man?
I'm thinking about how Mike shit ain't never together when we start the show. Nah, man, look, man, the 49ers, man, they're just they're in a weird space right now, bro. Like, it's funny because it's like you're saying, is there issues going on internally? And then you can't really tell if there's issues going on internally. But we know there's something up with Kyle because Kyle says he's got to be better, blah, blah, blah. He's taking a little of the blame on himself. But the players ain't barking at each other, at least to the public. Like, we don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. But I know if we don't start seeing some of these players produce, man, and we don't start producing wins, It's gonna get real ugly in Santa Clara, bro, aka San Francisco.
Did you say winds or wins? Because
I
we
said
can't play in the wind either. So just so you know,
I just said we need to get some wins. I don't care where we play at. And speaking of the wins, we going to the windy city, so we better be on point when we playing against this team.
let's get to this real quick. Gabriel, sorry. Do you think Kyle knows teams have caught onto his play action plays? I'd like to see him blend the shotgun and play action game.
I don't think they call on to the play action. The play action works. The issue is we're not doing it enough for them to catch on to it. Like, no, I disagree with this, but thank you for the contribution. We need to run more boot actions. You know what I mean? So, like, when Jimmy rolls to the right or to the left, mainly when he rolls to the left, he's just more successful at throwing the ball for some reason. So I feel like when we do more of the boot actions, they kind of work, but Kyle doesn't want to try that until he initiates the run game, which he does. Look, the beginning of the game, the defenses aren't lining up 8 in the box. So that's why the run game seems to be working at the very beginning. And
They
then
did this past week, though.
they didn't start off with runs this past week. I thought they passed.
No, they had 8 in the box, though.
Oh,
When we were running the ball, when Elijah Mitchell was running really well.
not on every play. They didn't have 8 in the box on every play, did they?
A lot of times. But you're right. It wasn't all the time. But this was a reason why I was complaining that – because Kyle comes in the presser, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, they were running 8 in the box pretty much up until we decided to – when they scored that touchdown, when they did the 3 plays, 70 yards, they were running 8 in the box pretty much that whole time. This is what he said in the presser, right?
Yeah.
But you got a guy that's averaging almost 7 yards a carry. By half, well, after the first quarter, he was like 9 carries for like 74 yards or something like that. Going into the second half, going into halftime, he had 14 carries for 94 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He finished the game with 17 for 107.
He should have had 24 for like 220.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just, to me, you know, a lot of people on Twitter, right, were on my ass because saying I should change my name from Always Faithful, right? Because I was critiquing and criticizing Kyle Shanahan, saying I'm done with Kyle Shanahan. And what that means by that is I'm done. Like, I'm done expecting anything from Kyle Shanahan anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I just don't expect anything from him anymore because it's the same shit over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's like the same shit, like the same decisions, the same decision-making, poor decision-making at times, on my opinion. And it's like, why can I not give criticism to somebody who I think has not played up to his potential, coached up to his potential?
I mean, you absolutely can criticize whoever you want, man. That's what this is, America. But hey, look, at the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan is failing. If this was a test, he would have an F plus, not even an F plus, just straight up F. He wouldn't even be on the brinks of getting to a D. And it's not because it's the play calling. It's just that he can't get his players to execute. He just doesn't seem like he's into coaching, even though he's coaching. It could be a bunch of stuff. He's not adjusting. It could be simply he just has taken on too much, right? Head coaching, got to make sure all the coaches are up to par. Then he's trying to run the offense. Maybe it's time he needs to delegate the offense to Mike McDaniel, just a little bit. Like maybe let him just relieve a little bit of the stress and still have his influence on the offense because he's just doing a lot, and you can see it's taking a toll on him mentally. When we go back and watch the pressers, watch the film and break down the all 22, like Kyle's coaching isn't as bad as we think or we deem, right? Because when we go back, we say, oh man, there were some players that were open. Dang, if this person could have did this, oh man, that would have been good. So the plays are there, the execution is poor, but for some reason, like I don't know, maybe Kyle lost his team. Maybe Kyle's not rocking with the right pieces. I don't know. Something Kyle's just doesn't seem to be into 49ers football at this moment.
I do want to say this though, real quick, to touch on what you were saying about Mike McDaniel, right? I was listening to Locked On 49ers, and Croc kind of made a good point. And his point was because the question was, should he hand over play calling duties to Mike McGlinchey? And Croc's opinion on that was no.
Mike McDaniels.
What?
Mike McDaniel. You said Mike McGlinchey.
I mean, yeah, Mike McDaniels. Yes, sorry. Should he hand over play calling duties to Mike McDaniels? He says no. And I'm like sitting here like, okay, why is this? So he goes into it, and what he says is Mike McDaniel has been coaching with Kyle Shanahan so long and has been brought up with Kyle Shanahan that he sees the game the same way Kyle Shanahan sees it, so it wouldn't be much of a change in play calling.
I guess.
Like,
I mean, that's a possibility, but I'm sure there's some things Mike can probably craft up that are just a little bit different. I don't know. Look, the only reason why I'm saying is to relieve the pressure off. It's just taking pressure off of Kyle, having to have one more box checked. He's still in charge of the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, but if he just gives the power to maybe another person that he trusts, the issue is Kyle doesn't trust anybody. And I did a Patreon earlier today about Kyle trusting people, and that's why his plan is tanking. So that's the issue. Like I just really feel like he just doesn't really trust anybody, and it's starting to show. And what's going to happen when the players or the team starts to turn around and not trust their coach? Not that he's doing anything not to trust them, but the team is not winning right now. They're just not winning, no matter what.
Before we keep going, let's get these contributions. Gary B 499 says, "Do you think Kyle wants out?"
No,
he doesn't. He doesn't want out.
Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I'm here to defend Kyle today. I went back and I watched the game. Kyle's still coaching his ass off.
I just said that, Mike.
Kyle's still dialing them up. The guys are open down the field, and it's not all Jimmy's fault either. It's one thing to sit around and say that Kyle's dialing up plays that Jimmy can't execute. He's giving this dude gimmies. And this is not to blame Jimmy because some stuff just didn't go your way. Certain balls got tipped and stuff like that, some big plays. But Kyle's setting it up. There is one questionable series that I want to talk about later on, but you can go through these contributions. I'm still trying to fight with my microphone over here on my computer.
Gabriel says, 2000 says, Kyle's position coaches are terrible.
Does he mean like the wide receiver position, like the defensive line? They can't all be terrible. I mean, like, all right, look, if we're going, it's hard to agree with this because up until last week, the 49ers were the number 2 defense, and then it was some bad penalties, and then it's okay, Mike. And then up until those penalties, they were no longer the number 2 defense, right? Because they gave up 30 points, blah, 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 whatever. And so, like, the cornerbacks coach, I mean, is that his fault that his guys are not turning their head on the ball or running through the wide receivers? I mean, the wide receivers are running, the balls are underthrown, the wide receivers stop, turn around, and the momentum of the DBs is like, it's hard to stop your force going one way. Like, I don't know anybody that could pump their brakes like that, and it's automatically going to be a pass interference call. There's nothing you can do about it. And so, I don't know, maybe they'll change that rule over time, but I don't put that on the DB's coach because there was nothing that those cornerbacks could do or safeties could do at that moment. Like, those were tough calls. Now, the Josh Norman, that little grab and hold, that's a Josh Norman thing. Maybe he can be coached up, but the dude's a freaking super duper veteran, man. That's the way he plays. Like, it's not going to happen. I tell you what, he does make plays, though. I can't tell if Mike talking to us or what.
No, I think he's talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay. So Gabriel says Kyle wants all the credit. He should want all the blame as well. Yeah, Nick, what you think?
Kyle took blame at the podium. They asked you,
that's what I was just gonna say.
You're on a 4-game losing streak here, and he's like, absolutely, I expect it. and I deserve it. He was like, that's on me. I got to get these guys. I got to get the team in a position to play better, and they have to perform better. That's all on me. So, Breezy, I can't see the contributions right now because I'm trying really, really hard not to get destructive on my side of the house. So, if you could, I don't know if there's more contributions or not. If there's more, can you please run through them? I got.
There's two more.
Do you think there's any weight to what was posted about the Niners turning down a second-round pick day one of the draft? No, absolutely not. If the Niners could have got back what they invested for Jimmy, they would have taken it. I truly believe that.
Did you see the post?
Did I see the post?
Yeah.
No.
So it was from New England. It was a New England writer, I think, or somebody saying that he was told that they offered a second-round pick, but the Niners wanted a first-round pick.
No, I don't. I still don't believe that. No. It doesn't matter what team said it. I don't care who tweeted it. I don't believe that at all.
Wayne, what do you think?
49ers were not. Huh?
No, go ahead. I thought you were done. I was asking Wayne what he thought.
Oh, go ahead, Wayne.
I mean, I believe there were offers. I don't know what the offers were. I mean, they're not going to disclose the offers. But I do believe that there were offers. And we heard Kyle Shanahan say he wanted a first-round pick for Jimmy, so it's a possibility that this is true.
Wait, when did Kyle say that?
I remember Kyle saying something about, I don't know if Kyle said it, but I remember hearing something about it being a first-round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy hasn't played. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know he hasn't played. I just think that's my point. To my point, that's Kyle saying I'm not trading Jimmy unless you come up with a first-round pick. So I can see Kyle. I can see that happening. And that being said, because he wasn't trying to come up off of Jimmy, and he clearly is not trying to be over Jimmy, right? Jimmy is starting. Jimmy's going to be the quarterback. Jimmy's the guy going forward. The only way Jimmy won't play for the 49ers is if he gets injured. It's clear and present danger. We as much as we want Trey Lance to play, the only time we'll see Trey Lance play is if there's an injury to Kyle Shanahan. I mean to Jimmy Garoppolo. Airplane mode says Kyle throwing that stupid challenge flag tells you everything that you need to know. Thank you for the contribution. Yeah, he explained why he threw the flag.
He sure did.
If you choose to believe it or not, that's totally up to you. But technical difficulties do happen. They were in the rain. There's a possibility the headset went out at that one particular moment, and it was good for the rest of the game. I don't know. But apparently the headset went out if you didn't hear. And, he threw the flag because he heard that it was a fumble. He couldn't get the communication properly communicated to him. And then the flag comes out. The refs were going to give him the flag back, but the office down in New York was like, nah, son, you're going to have to use this challenge. So the refs
it was on national television. They couldn't let that go.
They couldn't let it go, yeah.
Yeah, they were on national TV. There's no way they could let that go. That was something that Kyle was just going to have to eat that,
Which he did. I mean, it's not like he uses his timeouts anyway.
That's true. That is very, very true. All right. So I have
I got to find one more contribution, Mike. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
But you can keep talking. Here we go. From Creative Spaces. I like that name. I like how they spell creative. That's kind of creative. Time for a change. Groom Trey, or we are sacrificing next year also. Mike, what do you think about that? If we don't put Trey Lance in now, and then you put him in next year when we feel he's ready, what if he's still not ready because he hasn't been acclimated to the game?
Well, I think it's very dangerous to assume that Trey Lance can just come in and start without ever starting with the team next year, because it's a completely different blocking style that these guys are going to have to execute. I just don't think it's physically possible for Trey to go in unless they just really, really drill it in the offseason, right? I guess that's the only way. Jimmy's not here, and Trey is definitely getting all of the first team snaps, right? They could, I guess, in that situation, they could come in and, give Trey all of the first team reps and let him be that guy, right? But if that's what they're gonna do, cool. It's possible Trey can wait till next year. Otherwise, I don't think that's the case. Kyle did talk on when and how Trey could get in this year, but I just don't know. I don't know how much we see it.
But the question is saying we are sacrificing next year as well. So he's trying to say that Trey, if Trey doesn't get in now to get acclimated to the game, get those reps, iron out some kinks, see football, when he does it next year, he's going to be going through those same motions, and there's a possibility that we won't be acclimated to the game, at least with Trey. I get what you're saying about the offensive line. That makes sense. But again, it's not like the offseason is a long period of time. That's a lot of drilling. So why not start it now? Why not get the jump start on it now? I mean, Kyle said why he's not, but we're asking you why not.
Yeah, no. I mean, I wouldn't do it now either. I really think that Trey Lance is not doing stuff fundamentally right, and that Kyle is trying to keep that away from the public eye. You know what I'm saying? It's about exposure, right? Think about this for a second. The Panthers started on fire this year, right? The Panthers were absolutely killing it this year. And then all of a sudden, they look like a garbage team with a new head coach and a bad quarterback, right? People are questioning why they traded for Sam Darnold and fantasy leagues and stuff like that, right? Because you put bad tape out there, tendencies can be picked up on. Mm-hmm. If Kyle is truly trying to protect Trey and keep him from being exposed, so that way when he's ready to release him on the league, then that's what he has to do. And it's not just about picking up on tendencies. They could be trying to change a lot of his tendencies, his throwing motion, his footwork, and mechanics. They could be trying to protect this young man, because if you put him out there and he's not ready, right, you haven't gotten these 1,000 reps or 10,000 reps or whatever it is, he's just going to revert back to who he has been his whole life.
That's a fact though, bro. You're saying that a kid that doesn't get those amount of reps can't overcome that? Like, that doesn't sound right.
He can't overcome it while he's asked to play. So, right, all right, check this out, right? Do you kick with your left foot or your right foot?
I kick with my right foot.
Okay.
Left foot.
If with your left foot. All right, so we go to a kickball game, and I tell you, you can only kick with your right foot this whole game right now. No practice, like this game, and I need you to be really good. You're the most important player on my team. You're going to look like a clown out there.
No, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to kick with my right foot. Like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to adapt. So the first time it might be messed up, and then I'm going to learn from it, and then the second time it's only going to get better.
Have you ever tried to kick with your off foot?
I have. I do it all the time. Like, I have, actually. And I'm not just saying that to make a show. I'm dead ass serious. Now, if you ask me to swing, if we take this to baseball and you ask me to go from righty to lefty, I'm going to struggle batting left because I'm consistently always batting right. So that right. I might struggle with that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's my point. If they're trying to now, let's say
point. You're not asking him to throw with his left hand. They're asking him
to change mechanics. They're asking him to change footwork. They're asking him to speak a different language that his body doesn't know yet.
Okay, man.
Aaron Rodgers had the luxury of sitting down for years to figure out his mechanical flaws, right? Like these things happen with football players, specifically at the quarterback position. Or you get thrown in there and you don't have a choice or opportunity to make those changes. I truly think that's what's happening with Trey Lance and Kyle right now in the scene. I think that's what they're doing.
What you think, Tone?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm going to tell you right now, I understand he might not be ready. Okay, that's what you guys are saying with tendencies, mechanics. I understand that, but I mean, you could rep the shit out of him to do this. When push comes to shove, he's going to go back to what makes him comfortable and what he does best. I mean, yeah, you could say Aaron Rodgers sat all that time. Sure, he sat behind Brett Favre. He could sit for 5-6 years if Brett Favre's your quarterback. The problem is Jimmy Garoppolo sucks. And this team needs a change, and they need to win. And clearly,
the team's not going to win this year.
I promise you the offense will look a lot better with Trey in there than it will with Jimmy. I will put money on
At
that.
what cost? Why are we trying to win games? Why are we trying to win games right now if it destroys who Trey Lance is supposed to be?
But if it doesn't destroy, you keep making it sound like that's a fact.
So then why do y'all think
what Tony is saying is put him in there so he can learn.
This guy needs some reps, Mike. He needs
live reps.
Why,
Let him get the
y'all
reps.
Think, why do y'all think they're saying Trey Lance isn't ready? Give me reasons as to why, what it could mean. They said right away that he learned the playbook and the installation in preseason, right? So what is it what do you think they mean when they say Trey Lance isn't ready?
The windows opening and closing faster at this level than they do the NFL and FCS. I mean, the kid has an arm. Every time we've seen this kid step on the field, whether it's preseason or regular season, he improves from his mistakes. So what do you want to do? You want to waste this season and put that clown out there, okay? And now you're going into 2022. Everyone is a year older and say, okay, let's put Trey out there. What is the difference between now and then? Like, you're starting
the reps.
This kid needs live action, Mike. This kid needs live action. We are not a playoff team. This is about building your future, getting this kid to go. So you're going to sit him for the rest of the season, right?
I never said that.
Okay. You're going to sit him for 4 more games, we'll say. Okay? And just say, all right, yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. So now, how many games do we have? 12. So now you're down to 8 games. Right? Or 7 games. Why wouldn't you just put him in now and just let the kid progress naturally? So now once 2022 starts, listen, Trey's ready to go. He knows the speed of the game. He knows how to read defenses. He knows the windows close faster at this level. If that's the case, and this is that big of an issue, like protecting him, then maybe he should not have been the draft pick.
Yeah, but he was.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Do you want to waste 2022?
How is it wasting 2022 to get him ready for 2022?
Because the kid's not getting reps, Mike.
I understand what you're saying. You guys haven't acknowledged what I've said, though. You guys haven't acknowledged what I've said. What I'm saying is if it's mechanical issues and not windows, like you're saying, how is he supposed to fix that? You don't fix that by just throwing him out there, if that's what it is.
Okay, so
and that's why I asked you guys, what do you think it is?
If that's what you think it is, how do you correct his issues on the sideline? How do you correct his issues in practice?
It's mechanics. You work on footwork.
But Mike,
you work on footwork on the sideline, not in the game.
You got to understand something. Muscle memory. Your body's automatically going to go back to what you know.
I know that. You're saying the same thing I'm saying. If they put him in now,
put him on the field.
Because if they've been working with this kid since they drafted him to change something, and then every time they put him in, he reverts back to muscle memory, that means that he's not ready to do what we're asking him to do. You just said the same thing. You making my point.
That's the issue, though, Mike. That's the issue. That's the issue right there. Your point is proven, but that's the issue. Like that, like I've watched coaches kind of cater to what they draft. They work around it, they build on that, and they increment little things at certain times. We've watched it, we see it. We watched Joe Burrows do it, we watched Justin Herbert do it. Now, I'm not saying these guys don't have the reps that Mike is saying. They had the reps coming out of college, which is what Trey Lance doesn't have. But we watch these young quarterbacks come in all the time. All Kyle Shanahan got to do is come off his high horse and focus on what Trey does well. Then we'll be winning games. I guarantee it. I can guarantee that. We can guarantee that. You can guarantee it. Kyle Shanahan can guarantee it, but he doesn't want to because in the back of his mind, he's not passing those tests that Mike is talking about. And that's what's making him not ready. Same reason why Brandon Aiyuk not ready. Same reason why, these players aren't playing. Maybe Trey Sermon's not ready. This is what Kyle Shanahan is doing. He's setting up these tests, and players aren't passing them. And that's the issue. So maybe Kyle should just change it up a little bit and work with what he has and then implement little things as he goes along. If it's mechanics, why can't how do you fix the mechanics then, Mike?
I don't know. I don't even know it is mechanics. That's why
No,
I
I
asked
know.
y'all.
We none of us know what the issue is because it's not like they're telling us. But we do see him out there. Sometimes we say his footwork is bad, right? He's not he's not doing this, he's not doing that. Hell, our starting quarterback's not doing that neither. But you're not asking him to work on the mechanics because you're paying him $25 million to play football. So I think a lot of the fans are just saying, look, if this season is a wash, put the rookie out there, let him learn, let him get acclimated to the game, bro. I think that's what it is. Because if you do it next season, and this is what Tony's alluding to, and he's not caught up still, then what? Another season is a wash?
I promise I got a whole show planned that has nothing to do with Trey Lance versus Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's okay. This was a contribution. There's nothing you could do about that. So it was a question asked.
Computer. I am furious over here. My microphones just won't work. It asked me to do an upgrade to Windows 11, and I said no. Keep Windows 10, and my microphone has not worked since I said no.
Oh.
On any app, I've used different browsers.
You didn't obey the commands. I'll just mess with you. I'm trying to get you to smile, bro. You know me.
I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna really lose it over here. I can't do the show.
Let's just go off. You can't do the show. Let's just go off of what's on your dome.
No, I have. All right. So we got to start with the latest news and shit. Let me see if I can read. All right. So here we go. Injuries, latest updates, rumors concerning your favorite team, the 49ers, guys. First thing here is safety Jaquiski Tartt had a bone bruise on his knee and will be out a few weeks, Coach Shanahan said. D Ford and Azeez Al-Shaair were diagnosed with concussions and are in NFL's return to play protocol. Now, is the return to play protocol different than concussion protocol? I've never heard it phrased like that before. Was Matt Mayoko just trying to be like fancy? What's up with that?
I don't know. I've never heard it phrased like that before, but it sounds like they're good to go.
Yeah, you heard more news? I mean, it didn't sound too severe, right? It said that like they were evaluated and then they just got to go through the procedure.
Yeah,
so we can find out by tomorrow if they pass everything, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't even remember those guys going to the blue tent. Like, like, you know what I mean? So apparently stuff be happening. Mike with the I see you.
No, I had something in my eyeball over here.
Sure you did.
It's crazy. I don't know what was going on, man.
Shout out to Trey Willie 431, man. Thank you for the contribution, fam. Fam. You know what I'm saying? Mike, just get a Mac, dog. Like, okay.
Y'all. Yeah.
Keep struggling. But nah, bro, like it's I don't know, man. It's crazy.
All right. So some other roster news that is happening here. This one's a big one here. 49ers activated edge rusher Jordan Willis from the reserve suspended list. Willis gets a week roster exemption. They also brought back safety Tony Jefferson to the practice squad. I think that we all think that the Tony Jefferson move was in lieu of the Jaquiski Tartt injury. Sounds to me like Tartt might be going to IR. We also know that they're saying Javon Kinlaw is an option. As it stands right now, the 49ers have 54 players on their roster due to the roster exemption. Guys, what do you make of all this?
So they have to cut somebody?
They're gonna have to, because the roster exemption for Willis is only 1 week.
So then you cut freaking Tavon Wilson. Like where is he?
Who?
He's on the roster. Or does Tavon Wilson get the start? You said who? The safety. Yeah. You know that safety guy we got?
Who?
Oh, okay. That's why we can't. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Fine. You want me to update the Windows 11? Fine.
You just gotta be obedient, bro. Sometimes you just gotta, it's okay.
I don't want to do this shit from my phone, man. it's so bad that like I hate electronics that they force you to do stuff like this. And by the way, you Apple users, don't talk shit because I know this happens to y'all all the time.
This never happens to me. Ever.
I know for a fact that Apple products have mandatory updates, and if you don't do them, your shit starts to crash. I know plenty of people with Apple products. Don't even try.
That's why we do them, because we know that happens. See, we're obedient. We listen to our updates.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I like the way my shit was working. Now I got to do this crap. All right. So that was that. Tony, any talks on that stuff, man?
I'm interested to see Willis come back. Give some fresh legs to the rotation.
What does that second part of that joint mean? What did it say? Something like exemption? That means he can start right away?
I don't know I don't think he can start right away. I think the team has a decision to make because some guys coming back from suspensions aren't ready yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's what it means. What do you think, Tony?
He's eligible to get on the field and start practicing.
Right.
If they want to bring him like to, I guess, I mean, I don't know if to the active roster, I don't know, but then they would have to make a corresponding move.
All right, man. Gabriel 2000. Football is
back again. My man, doubling up.
Team sport. I think this team is still figuring out individual strengths and weaknesses. I wonder how Kyle evaluates players. Man, they should have been figuring that shit out at the beginning of the season, yo.
I don't
like before season. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. But I don't think that they're evaluating players' individual strengths and weaknesses. I think good. Go ahead.
No, I think you're. I was going to allude to what you were saying. I think the adversity that this team faces every freaking season, just off of injuries alone, has the coach getting more gray hair. Because that's one thing he can't figure out. Dang, yo. How does player injured again? I know that's what he's asking himself. But then we're saying, well, why'd you sign this player? You knew he was going to get injured. So I don't know. I don't think Kyle is evaluating players. I just think it is what it is. And Kyle, it's just vanilla right now, yo. He ain't got no chocolate in him, bro. Ain't no special syrup. Ain't no nothing. We're not seeing any cool plays, trick plays. Hell, we can't even get the plays he dropped to be executed properly. So it's just an awkward season, guys. Awkward season. And I don't think the season's over yet. I'm still optimistic. I'm still optimistic. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for the contribution, bro.
All right. So I can't see these things say. Can you see the pictures? Can you see the title on the side? So start from the bottom. I know that the next two say why. Can you see? You told me to title them. I tried to title them. I'm trying to do this. Kyle talked about why he's not putting Lance in some of these, and I don't. Here we go. Thank you. Okay.
I don't know why you're a team, bro. Just tell me what to do.
I just told you. You did it. Good. We got this now.
You was stressing out earlier for no reason.
Because you know how I am, man. I gotta.
I know. So stop stressing out.
So we got Cam Inman here telling us what the deal is. Okay. Cam says,
the dilly, yo.
Kyle Shanahan on Trey Lance. Trey hasn't practiced in 2 weeks. So all right. So when he does come back, he'll probably be limited as it is. Odds are, when it comes to the game plan, you're not going to start rotating quarterbacks because it's not an open competition right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the last half of this tweet. What I care about is the first half of this tweet. The injury was more significant than what we thought it was, even though it's exactly what Kyle Shanahan said it was. Now, I was on here saying I wouldn't be surprised if this injury wasn't even real. I wouldn't be surprised if they just said that because they just want to go back to Jimmy because Jimmy's now healthy, right? I said that and I meant it. Kyle said it's a 1 or 2 week injury. Well, guess what? It's the second week now, and Trey has not practiced since that injury. He can't be the starter this week, guys. Can't. Isn't it that simple?
It is.
I'm being serious, Tony. I know you're put him in there. Let's get him in right now. Isn't it that simple? He can't be the starter this week because he hasn't practiced in 2 weeks.
I mean, I guess, but I'm just tired of watching what we see him for the last 6 games.
All right. Would you rather put Sudfeld in over Jimmy right now?
Sudfeld, no.
It'd be a
We all
change.
looked at each other and said, "What the hell is Sudfeld doing in the preseason?" Now all of a sudden we want to put Sudfeld in over Trey Lance. Come on.
I don't know anybody who said that. But not over Trey. That's not what the question was.
No, he's talking about over Jimmy because he's saying
Right.
Trey probably.
You asked me, would I rather see Sudfeld or Jimmy? I said no. I don't want to see Sudfeld. I'd rather see Jimmy, Trey. I mean Jimmy, but if you're asking me if you want to sit Jimmy, put Trey. You're confusing the fuck out of me, Mike.
You said that you were tired of seeing Jimmy.
Yes.
And I said, would you rather see Sudfeld?
And I said no.
Right. All right. So we're on the same page. We both agree that. And the original question was, doesn't it make sense that Lance can't be the starter this week because he has not practiced in 2 weeks?
Well, how about this? Jimmy was the starter this week, and he didn't practice in a week. So what's the difference?
Jimmy practiced leading up to the game.
Not the week. Well, he missed a week. The Arizona week.
It was the bye week.
Huh?
The Arizona week and the bye week, there was no practice. So Jimmy missed 2 weeks, and then he practiced all week going into this last game. Trey Lance hasn't practiced.
I just Jimmy. I don't even care no more. I'm so tired of talking about Jimmy.
But Trey Lance hasn't practiced at all.
But Trey Lance, if Trey Lance can practice Wednesday, like Kyle Shanahan said that he possibly could, why couldn't he start?
Well, Kyle gets to
Wednesday's
that.
when you start installing game plan.
Kyle gets to that. I said Kyle actually explains that. Where is it, Breezy? One of the tweets is titled. One of the texts is titled "Why no Lance" or "Lance not in" or "No Lance anytime soon" or some shit like that. I titled these bad boys this time, bro. I did. I swear I did. I might be. You know what I could do? I can do the show from my tablet and my phone at the same time. I know what to do. I'm going to sign in on the computer, but not add my video to the stream, and then I can click everything the way I need to.
Just make sure you put it on mute.
It's one of these, though. That's about Jimmy. Here we go, right here. Kyle explains why he's not going with Lance right now. He says, Shanahan explained, this is from Jennifer Lee Chan. Shanahan explained that giving players like Trey Lance playing time just for experience isn't always beneficial. I want y'all to think back to what we were talking about before. That also wouldn't happen until the 49ers have been entirely eliminated from the playoff, which won't be for some time. And guess what? In case you guys are wondering, you guessed it, I even got the playoff picture right here. Okay? Now, this is why I want to be on the computer because I can't go full screen to read this shit. How can I zoom in? Let me zoom in. I'm moving stuff around. Damn it. Either way, the 49ers are at 2-4, underneath the 3-4 Panthers, and we are in 11th place right now. And we are one game out of that playoff spot. Kyle's not giving up on the season. And that's why he's not going with Trey Lance. People are going to ask, people are going to say, well, how long until we're eliminated from playoff contention? You can't see it, but underneath where it says latest rumors, let me get that off of here. Okay, even below that, the Lions are down there at 0-7, and the Lions aren't even officially eliminated from playoff contention. Kyle is telling y'all there's not a snowball's chance in hell that Trey Lance is going to be the starter until he's ready. He's been saying it. He's been pounding it on the table, and we just won't give up. We just won't give up.
Until he's ready.
He said until the season's until they're out of playoff contention.
Season's a wash. That's not until he's ready.
He said two different things, guys. He said two different things. He's been saying all year that it's until he's ready. All right. And then this one right here, he says he explained that giving players like Lance playing time just for experience isn't always beneficial. And then she spaces it out that also wouldn't happen until we have been entirely eliminated from playoffs, which won't be for some time. It's not happening anytime soon. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So now what? Are we going to stop watching 49ers football games?
No,
but we're going to keep
stop watching the game.
We're going to keep criticizing the head coach if we keep getting the bad quarterback play and the bad play from the team.
And that's going to be fair. And he said he deserves all that. But here's one thing that, all right, let's All right. Let's read the contribution here from Miss Debbie here. Can
Trey
somebody
has-
read that? Yeah,
Trey hasn't physically practiced, but he's been at practice making mental reps. He will practice tomorrow if he's able. So maybe he's been doing the things, Mike, getting that footwork together. I'm just saying. Thank you, Miss Deb. And then Lycan 4647 says 3 big issues the 49ers are facing. 1, our quarterback is limited. Been saying that shit for the longest. And the league knows it. Number 2, our defense is missing Salah, and Ryan shouldn't be a defensive coordinator. I disagree with that. Number 3, most of our best players are injury prone. I agree with that. What do you guys think about this? Lycan, thank you for the contribution, bro. He says, number 1, our quarterback is limited. Can we all agree with that?
Absolutely.
All right. Is that from Nick and Mike? Thumbs up?
You said the quarterback is limited?
Yes. Our quarterback is limited.
Yeah, everybody sees that.
Okay.
Everybody sees that.
Number 2, he's saying that the defense is missing Salah and Ryan shouldn't be a DC.
I could not disagree more. I could not
disagree.
Possibly disagree more.
Yeah, I disagree
Ryan
with that too.
is doing a fine job with this team. And if we're honest with ourselves, 2 of those pass interference calls were complete bull. And so I'm never going to judge a team off of pass interferences. I sat here and pounded the table for corners for years, saying that these guys are running hip and hip, with these guys. And they're doing just that all year long. I can't criticize a single corner except that Kirkpatrick.
What the hell was that?
The Kirkpatrick kerfuffle. I almost named the show this, just so you know. The Kirkpatrick kerfuffle. I don't know what that man was trying to do, but that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
And then number 3, our best players are injury prone. Can we agree with that?
No.
Okay.
No, I've never seen Fred Warner injured. Nick Bosa, I still don't consider him injury prone. Now George Kittle is, I'll give him that if he's referring to George Kittle. George Kittle is definitely injury prone. He's going to be injured for every year from now on. I don't think Jimmy is one of our best players, so I can't agree with him. Jimmy Ward is one of our best players in the whole secondary. He's not injury prone. I don't know the last time Jimmy Ward has actually been injured. Now, I shouldn't have said that. Where's the Wood? Who else is there? Like, what do you guys think? Maybe I'm wrong. Are our best players injury prone?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And if we're being completely honest with ourselves this year, the injury bug is the standard this year for NFL injuries. Players get dinged and miss a week or 2. Every year, all the time, every team.
Yeah.
That's the injury bug that we're dealing with right now. We're not dealing with the season-ending injury bug that we had been dealing with for the last 3 or 4 years. So as much as people want to complain about injuries, I think we got to take a step back and be real honest with ourselves.
I mean, to key players, though, you got Jason Verrett, and that was a big shot to our defensive.
That shouldn't have been. We knew who Jason Verrett was. The anomaly was him playing a full year. That was the anomaly. I mean, come on.
I'm not saying whatever.
Right? But tell me I'm wrong.
Apparently, because the team wasn't prepared for it. And if the team would have knew that, they would have had a backup plan. So their backup plan is getting back the injured mostly, and then going picking up people that worked at Walmart. Like that was the backup plan. And then they drafted 2 cornerbacks. One started off the season. Now he back on the bench underneath the bus, not dressing for games. The other one ain't never gonna show up to a game. And then they bring in the guys from Toys R Us. Like that's the 49ers DBs. And they're doing a pretty damn good job. They just had a bad game last week. Just some bad calls didn't go their way.
Listen, man, I'm about to start making a whole bunch of excuses. Let me read this one. Easy Tino, thanks for the contribution also. And Lycan, thanks for that $20 contribution, man. We appreciate you. He says, so Kyle RG3, another black quarterback. Shake my head. Absolutely not. What do you guys think? Let me stop being the first one to speak. What do you guys think on this comment?
So is he trying to say he got another black quarterback hurt?
Yes. At least I assume that's what he means. I'm making a very big assumption here.
I don't think Kyle Shanahan got Trey Lance hurt. I don't even think Trey Lance is hurt. I think Trey Lance got a little something going on, but I don't think if Trey Lance was the starting quarterback, you know where he would be? Out on the field starting. Like that's where he would be. So that's why I disagree with this. I don't think Kyle got him hurt. I think Trey Lance just gotta learn how to take some slides, get out of bounds, do some things differently than what a quarterback does. But I don't think he got Trey Lance hurt, if that's what Easy Tino is referring to.
All right, I guess we'll move on. Okay. Easy Tino comes in here again and says, how many team captains are on IR?
One.
No?
One.
But,
No.
even if it was all of them, team captains don't mean they're your best player. Wasn't Robbie Gould a team captain? Isn't Mike McGlinchey a team captain? Nobody would say he's the best player on the team.
I don't think he's a captain, though.
You sure? I thought Mike McGlinchey had to see this year.
Speaking of captains, that's something this team is missing as a leader.
All right, so okay, I'm about to get in my bag. All right, here we go. This team is not anywhere near as bad as 1, they could be, 2, they should be, 3, as we all think they are. Okay? This team has had every single opportunity to fall apart, start publicly pointing fingers at each other, start blaming everybody else, and they refuse to do it. When a team that had postseason or Super Bowl aspirations loses 4 in a row, things start falling apart. Players start tweeting shit. Players start rebelling against the regime. You haven't seen that happen yet. Now, you got that one cryptic tweet or post from Kinlaw, right? The business is bullshit or something like that. Something along those lines. We still haven't quite figured out what that one message is about. But it hasn't happened yet. I haven't seen the dysfunction in the locker room that we think should be happening. I haven't seen it yet.
So because we haven't seen that, the team not bad?
No, I never said the team was good. I'm saying that the team is not as bad, meaning like mentally. The team is not falling apart the way we think it should be.
I don't think we think the team is falling apart. I think we just think the team is bad. like I don't think any of us said that the team is falling apart. Like, I don't think there's stuff going on between players.
Tony just said we need leadership.
You do.
We do need a leader.
Where's the reflection that we don't have leadership?
Position.
Well, when your captain and your team quarterback is on freaking the podium throwing pretty much shots at Kyle and, making every excuse under the book why he can't complete a throw, I find that as an issue.
I heard that too.
Sorry.
It's just like Joe Staley said. Joe Staley just said yesterday or today that the 49ers don't have that guy to hold people accountable in their locker room. He said when Richard Sherman was there, Richard Sherman was that guy. DeForest Buckner was that guy. Now he doesn't know who that guy is. Even last year, he said he didn't have that guy offensively to hold people accountable, basically telling them they're not doing their shit, that they need to get shit together. And they don't have that. They don't have that type of leadership in this locker room anymore. Tell me who it is, Mike.
So I don't care. I don't care who it is. So we need babysitters is what we need.
That's not babysitters. That's what a captain is.
If the 4 of us are sitting on this show and I'm the only one talking, do y'all need me to tell y'all guys speak? Or are you all grown enough to know you're not carrying your weight?
You do it all the time, Mike.
But that's the problem. Not everybody takes responsibility.
If we don't speak, you lead and say, "Hey, what you got to say? Hey, you got something to say?" Like, that's what you do.
That is what I do, right?
But y'all don't need. But that's being a leader.
But y'all don't need me to do that. You don't need me to do that. Y'all know when y'all sitting around, right?
It's not about the person needing it. It's about a person just doing it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, either you a leader or you're not. And so maybe the 49ers just don't have those guys. They didn't need a guy like Richard Sherman to do it. He just did it because he does it. When I go and do a show, I don't just lead because I need to do it. I do it so that the shit can flow properly because that's what I do. So Leaders aren't people that are made. Leaders are born, bro. Either you got it or you don't. And I don't think anybody on this team has that particular type of leadership. You know how we say some people lead by example, some people lead by talking. There's different types of leaders, but the example leaders, that shit ain't working. Ain't nobody following nobody. Ain't nobody lead. Look.
Wait, I have a question. Yeah. Okay. We lost what? 3 in a row or 4 in a row? 3 in a row, right?
We lost four in a row.
4 in a row. Okay. Don't you think by now there should have been a players-only meeting?
Yep.
And throw all the coaches out of that locker room, slam the fucking door shut, and you rip into this team as a captain. Because let me tell you something. When this team in the history, when they were good and they struggled, when Bill Walsh was there, Ronnie Lott would tear people's asses. It's all over. It's literally, if you watch any of those Super Bowl history movies, players will tell you Ronnie wouldn't accept that.
Here's the difference.
Guess what? We don't have that on this team, and that's what's missing. We need
you wanna know why? You want to know why? Because we have a team full of 1-year contract guys.
That's because of COVID, Mike. That's because of COVID.
It still is what it is. This team is full of people who don't even know if they're going to be here next year.
Because you're only here for 1 year, you
can't be a
leader.
You guys aren't pulling people behind closed doors if you don't even know if you're going to be here next year.
It doesn't matter.
It's not about next year. It's about right now, bro.
That's a bullshit excuse, bro.
All right. Yo, what Tony was talking about was a way different time period. All right. What Tony's talking about, those guys had job security. Most of those guys were kept here. Those guys weren't going anywhere. They weren't worried about going anywhere. Everybody on this team is worried about me being me right now because I got to make sure I got a job going forward. I got to make sure I can provide for my family.
That's where you're wrong.
Y'all just sat here and said that Richard Sherman was the leader, right? We didn't bring back Richard Sherman. You can be the leader all you want. That don't have nothing to do with your job security.
But it's not.
That's where you're wrong, Mike, because
whether you're doing your job or not.
That's where you're wrong because there's no I in team. It's we. That's where you're wrong.
Whether you're doing your job or not, you can still focus on your job and hold other guys accountable when they're not doing theirs. It has nothing to do with if you're going to be here next year or not. If you want to win while you're here, that's what you do as a leader. That you're a captain for a reason. Speak the fuck up. You're not going to sit here and bullshit me and say, oh, well, they don't have to do that because they're not going to be here next year. That's a piss poor excuse.
Who are the team captains this year?
I already told you. George Kittle,
not
Jimmy
injured.
Garoppolo, Trent Williams, Raheem Mostert, Eric Armstead, Fred Warner, and Jimmy Ward.
All right, you ready? Let's start backwards. Jimmy Ward. Is he a vocal guy? No.
No, but didn't you say this year that he needed to be?
It doesn't matter. Is he a vocal guy? No, he's not.
No, but I
Eric Armstead. Is Eric Armstead a vocal guy?
No.
Who else was there?
Right, but Mike, you're proving exactly what I just said about Joe Staley saying there's nobody in here to do it.
Y'all are acting like
this. Said that.
You guys are acting like this is something that somebody should just stand up on a podium and do. If those guys aren't here, they're not here. This is a team full of people who had to overcome adversity.
That's why, Mike, we're saying the team is missing that type of a leader, bro. That's all we're saying. We're missing the vocal. I just sat here and told you there's a difference between vocal and people that lead by example. These young guys don't understand what leading by example is. Some might get it. Some might.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll say you guys are right. This meeting should happen. What's said in this meeting?
I didn't say anything about a meeting, so that'll be on Tony, but
you need to wake up. We need to start playing together. You need to start fucking putting reps in practice, studying film, and coming together as a unit. That's what needs to happen.
Who's not doing it, though?
Nobody
is. Somebody tell me who's not practicing hard. Kyle Shanahan has made it his life's purpose to turn us against Brandon Aiyuk, right? Yeah. And every time we turn around and look, Brandon Aiyuk is streaking down the field naked doing jumping jacks, praying that somebody throws him the ball. Or should we come at the young running back rookies who we all thought Trey Sermon had a good game? Elijah Mitchell has a great game when he gets the ball. Who are we holding the gun to? Who's not doing the job that they're going to close the door and talk to? Somebody tell me. Is it Jalen Moore, the rookie tackle, who had a good game? Who needs to be motivated in the locker room?
Everybody.
Give me a person.
You're on a 4-game losing streak. Every single fucking player on this team needs to be motivated.
So you want
It
Muhammad
doesn't matter
Sanu?
if you're doing your job right or not. Stop thinking that because you're doing your job that you can't stand up and help others and be that person to dig in somebody's ass when they're not doing their job. We haven't had blown coverages.
Nick, you just said that somebody needs to dig in someone's ass to do because they're not doing their job. I'm asking you who's not doing their job. Who are you directing the message to?
Everybody's not doing their job.
So nobody's doing their job right.
Leading team in the league with penalties. That's everybody. We're not fucking winning. We're 0-4 in the last 4 games. That's everybody. Nobody is doing their job.
So Mohamed Sanu wasn't wide open for a game winner.
It doesn't matter.
Brandon Aiyuk wasn't wide open for a game winner. You don't see offensive linemen blocking on the second level. You can't go into a closed-door meeting and then point the finger at everybody if people are going to say, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm doing my job.
We're not.
But that's right, and that's not a team mentality. Exactly. That's not a team mentality. It's not just about
saying we as the 49ers, we need to wake up and play better. You got to get the I out of it. Because if you're an I, you're an individual, and get the fuck out of the locker room. That's the difference.
So
they don't have that we win as a team, lose as a team mentality. They don't have that.
You have your goddamn quarterback calling out the coach and calling out people saying they're not doing the right thing. Your quarterback who makes $25 million fucking dollars a year, who can't hit the side of a barn wearing a captain's logo on his shirt. It's embarrassing.
And don't y'all think that all comes back to
really,
Kyle? Don't y'all think
really
that all comes back to Kyle? See, listen, I'm not saying that the guys don't need to be motivated. What I'm saying is it's not on a player to go in there and do it. If y'all ask me, this is Kyle that needs to go in there and find a way to motivate these men. Kyle needs to be more than an offensive coordinator. He needs to be a leader of men. So I agree with what you guys are saying. Guys, we got to pull this together. We got to reel this whole thing in, right? But don't tell me that the players need to do it because the players aren't the one making the decisions.
But the players are the ones not executing either.
Guys,
so the players are not properly executing, right?
No, that's not true. That's
not true. Not true? Okay, so okay. You want
to know how it's not true? Let me tell you how it's not true.
But we're not 2-0.
What? You said you want to know how it's not true. Let me tell you how it's not true.
How is it not
because
true?
When we're running the game against 8-man boxes, we were still getting 12, 14, 12, and 15 yards a clip, right? Kyle stopped running the ball. Not the players. Kyle stopped running the ball. When we decided to pass the ball downfield or call up the plays downfield, Sanu was open, Aiyuk was open, Jimmy didn't hit those throws. So we're here facing a Kyle issue. Kyle has to motivate these guys.
But that's executing. That's executing. That's the quarterback executing the right play. That's what the fuck I just said. Why are you correcting me for something that I just said? I just said it was poor execution. I don't care who did it. It's still bad execution.
The who did it is important.
Everybody's doing it. Go ahead, Tony.
I just want to say something. You're right. He stopped running the ball against the 8-man box after having success. So why do you think he did that? Hoping that they would keep coming up, keep shooting the gaps, and they can hit something behind the second level of the defense.
Yes.
That is play calling. It's strategic play calling. But the problem is if you don't have a quarterback that can make the fucking throw, you can't do it.
Tony, I'm with you, bro. I'm 100%
if you're with us, why are you saying it's on Kyle?
Because you guys are talking about having a team meeting when the whole team feels the exact same way that y'all feel. We can't go close the door and say, yo, Jimmy, you suck. That's Kyle's job at this point, guys.
So because Kyle's fucking up, that means you're not allowed to have a leader take control in the locker room. That's what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is that all right, that's what I'm saying. Then put words in my mouth. You finish my sentence.
You keep saying that nobody should be responsible.
You're not fucking listening to what I'm saying. Don't ask the question if you don't want me to answer the question, bro. I'm sitting here telling you guys that from one player to another, they can't close the door and say, Jimmy, you're fucking up. Kyle has to do that. Nobody else can fix this team right now except Kyle Shanahan. Kyle's got to get the guys to stand behind him with why he's riding with Jimmy or why he's not making a change or whatever it is. There's no player that's going to fix what's going on in this locker room. There's no player meeting that's going to solve what's going on in this locker room. Kyle has to motivate Jimmy, and Kyle has to get the team to not be discouraged by what they're seeing from Jimmy. It's that simple. It's not about the player.
Why put Tom Brady in this locker room? He'll rip all their fucking asses.
If Tom Brady was in this locker room, he'd have hit Sanu. He'd have hit Aiyuk.
I just don't understand
the team meeting.
What I don't understand is why a player can't say that to Jimmy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, why a player? You mean to tell me another grown ass? I can't tell you smell like shit if you smell like shit. I can't say that.
I hate your examples, bro.
And if we boys, you should be happy that I come to you privately and say, "Yo, we got to work on something, bro. You smell like shit." Like,
that's
you know
not
what I'm saying?
We were talking about a team meeting.
But you just said that a player couldn't tell Jimmy that, and that's we're talking about.
It's not the player's job to tell Jimmy that, bro.
It's not about the play. But if you have a leader, Mike, leaders do that, whether it's their job or not. Leaders take that initiative. That's all I'm saying. I apologize for yelling, cursing, all that stuff. Leaders take.
Ain't nobody here sensitive.
Leaders take that extra initiative, bro. Like, that's what leaders do, and that's why people look to them as leaders. You mean to tell me, like, you ain't never had a big brother, big sister, big whatever just come at you on some different junk, and you just be like, all right, cool. Like, I'm just gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just what leaders do. It's all good, man.
Go ahead, Tony. I see you with your hand up.
Now, not for nothing.
Elementary school on us, bro.
Didn't you say versus Seattle game that defense should be ripping Jimmy a new asshole for them holding to negative yardage, 4 and outs, and 0 execution on the offensive side of the ball?
I said that the defense should be pissed off at Jimmy.
Okay, so if they're pissed off, they should be ripping Jimmy a new asshole.
It's not their job to go over there and say anything to him. It's that's what I'm trying to tell you. I want you guys to understand what I'm saying.
Mike is right. It's not their job. But what Nick, Tony, and Wayne are saying, if we had this type of a leader, they would make that initiative to go and say, hey, Jimmy, you ain't playing right. Like, and if Mike McGlinchey was so close to Jimmy like they say he is, why not? Why is he not the one making that initiative, even without the captain on his chest? Prove that you deserve to see on your chest, because Jimmy is struggling mentally, physically, emotionally, probably spiritually, sexually. He's just struggling with all the elites.
Wait, what are you?
I'm just saying he's struggling, bro. Jimmy's struggling, bro. At the end of the day, something ain't right, and so maybe it's gonna take another peer, not a coach, but another person that's on his level to come up to him and just say something. That's all I'm saying.
All right. That's possible. It's very possible. Terry Dome, thanks for the contribution. The other people, we're sorry we didn't read them. We did pop them up on the screen. Says, fellas, y'all all have valid points. Stay cool. A fish rots from the head down. It starts with Coyote. I've been seeing this picture going around with like Kyle's face fading to Wiley.
Terry Dome started that joint.
Oh, is he? Okay. I was going to say, I saw it on my timeline a couple times. What's that mean? All right. Jamal Armstrong says, if the common goal is to win games together, then it should be fair for every player to hold every other player accountable and hold them to a standard. Somebody else respond before I say something that y'all all disagree with.
No, because all three of us agree with that and you don't. So we're going to say something and you're going to jump in anyway because you don't agree with it.
I know y'all get your thoughts off and then I'll respond to this comment.
I don't care what you say. Every player should hold every player accountable inside the locker room. That's what a team is. I don't give a shit. Yes, it starts with the head coach. The head coach puts people in positions to be leaders. The team votes on captains because they are the captains of the team for a reason. You have to be able to speak up to your teammates and hold people accountable when they're not doing their job. I don't understand why you think it's just on Kyle or why they can't have a team meeting and get everything situation straight and figure it out. Because Kyle's not out there executing all the penalties. Kyle's not out there executing the drop passes, the things that the team is doing wrong. The players should hold each other accountable.
Gotta make that catch, dog. Yo, Debo, you gotta make that catch, dog.
We sit here and talk about how nobody takes responsibility when they go up to the podium, and And we're sitting here saying now that it doesn't matter what they think because they are on 1-year contracts. Because they're doing their job. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. Mike, you're a smart dude, man, but that's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard you say.
I'm being real. I'm being real.
Fucking real stupid.
And it's the same exact reason why I have to disagree with this comment right here. It's the same exact reason why this comment doesn't count and what you just said doesn't count. It's exactly why. Because let me tell you, the guy who just got elevated from the practice squad can't say shit to $25 million Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, if y'all want to keep it real, we can keep it real. No. I gave you your floor. You said what you had to say, and let me tell you, every player can't just talk to every player and tell them they're fucking up. That's real. That's politics. That's salary. That's NFL. That's how it works. That's real. We all got jobs, right? I'm a supervisor at my job. Young buck that I just hired yesterday can't come up to me and be like, yo, you doing this and this and this wrong. Who the fuck are you talking to?
But Jimmy ain't no supervisor. He's a quarterback. That's a big difference.
You got Kyle Shanahan defending him with tooth and nail every opportunity he gets. You think that the practice squad wide receiver can come up to him and say something? And you think Jalen Hurd can go up to Jimmy Garoppolo and critique him?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why Brandon Aiyuk won't see more than one target a game.
But you're using something that none of us even said. We said there needs to be players in this locker room. So you're telling me that another high-profile player in this locker room can't say shit to Jimmy Garoppolo?
That's not what you said. That's not what you said, Nick.
I said players holding players accountable. I didn't say that the guy.
Players includes the whole roster, bro.
Don't put shit in my mouth.
Nick.
You said players, Nick. If you want to be specific, you can be specific when you speak. If you're not going to be specific, you're leaving it open to all 53 players.
Say a high-profile player. Come on, Mike. You think I'm talking about a fucking practice
when I
player?
Specified, didn't I talk about the captain? I specified, right?
I did say captains.
You didn't say captains just then. You said players. No, you did not, Nick.
Captains on this team for a reason. To hold
you can rewind it. You can rewind it. You can rewind the tape, bro.
I can. Open your fucking ears.
Players should be able to talk to players on their team. And then you said
and I said that's why there's that's why there's captains. That's why people choose captains on this team to hold people accountable.
Do we only argue like this?
I said that
when I'm on the show.
What?
This only happen when I'm here? Because this is hilarious.
Bro, this is stupid.
Yo, you know why I hate Mike?
This is another sense of where nobody agrees with Mike and it's a fucking keeps going.
No, that's not what it is, Nick. But this is why I hate Mike, right? If you don't say exactly what you gotta say, he will find. Yo, Mike, why are you not a defensive attorney, bro? He brings up the
stupidest shit. Like, really, I'm talking about a practice squad player? Come on, dude.
You said
I literally said captains in there.
You said that afterward.
Mike, you should be a defensive attorney, bro. Straight up.
I said I was going to shut up and let y'all get y'all whole shit off and then say why I disagreed with his comment. And I did what I had to do.
Right. But then you try to throw me under the bus like some fucking idiot and talked about practice squad players saying something to Jimmy Garoppolo.
You said players. You said if you're on the team, any player should be able to go up to somebody else and say what's wrong with them. And I said that's not reality.
That's the reason there's captains.
You added something else to it. Your first comment is wrong. Any player cannot go up to any player on this team and say what's wrong with them.
All right,
that's what I said.
Let's just move on because
all I know is if I ever get into legal trouble, I'm calling Mike, 49ers Mike.
Stop giving him so much credit.
No, he finds the loophole, bro. You're not listening to what he say. This is what he does to us, yo.
Look at this. This is an issue that I found amazing this week, right? Colts linebacker Darius Leonard was happy to see the 49ers move away from an early game run success. This is a problem. This is a problem when players don't mind going to the podium to say, hey, guys, I'm actually happy you guys did this. This is a problem.
Frank Clark said it in the Super Bowl.
And that's on Kyle, y'all.
And it was a problem in the Super Bowl. And yes, Wayne, it is on Kyle Shanahan. It's a problem. It's a problem. The guys are doing their jobs. They're finding success. And Kyle willingly walks away from the success. Kyle has to rally these guys and tell them why he's doing what he's doing and get him to stay on the same boat, to stay on the same plan. Nobody, I'm telling you guys that there's nobody else that can fix this. I started this whole show defending Kyle. And my ending point has consistently been only Kyle can fix it. He's the only one. Tony, I know what you were saying about, the players got to get together. There should have been a closed door players only thing. But the players can't. The players are going to sit there and say, why Kyle stopped doing this? That's what the players are going to say. We were running successfully against 8 men in the box, right?
Correct. And look at, he's saying that, what I thought he meant by saying that is because the run game kept them so off balance. That's what I interpreted from that. Because if you
wait. The run game kept who off balance?
The defense?
Their defense.
Yes. No, our defense. Of course their defense. It's a defensive player for the Colts saying it.
The run game was so good that it kept their defense off balance. So he was happy to stop doing it.
Correct. So my thing is, if you have an off-balance defense, why not take a couple shots down the field and instead, like everyone said, Kyle's not aggressive. Kyle's this. Kyle's that. I'll tell you straight up, yes, I like Kyle Shanahan. Is Kyle a perfect coach? Fuck no, he's not. He has flaws. But I'm telling you now, you're damned if you do if you take shots downfield and he becomes aggressive. Why do you stop running the ball? Oh, he's throwing the ball too much. Why isn't he running the ball? What do you want this guy to do?
Win football games. That's what we want him to do, which he hasn't done here as a 49ers.
Get a new quarterback and you win football games. Plain and simple.
But that's on him. He's not going to make that change, and that's why
I think there's something behind this, and I'm not going to say it on here, but I think there's something behind this, and I think it has to do with Kyle and the locker room. I really do, and it's not the players. I think there's something more to this.
I don't know. I said I'm done with Kyle on Twitter the other day, and I got shit on, but nobody looks at the shit. Kyle is not the genius that everybody thinks he is. Kyle is an offensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach. He's not a winning coach. He has not done anything to make this team win other than play in 2019 where he had a really, really good team, and this dude cannot get through fucking shit right now. And he's putting himself and digging himself deeper and deeper by keeping Jimmy Garoppolo in there. We all talk about, well, he wants to get rid of Jimmy. He doesn't like Jimmy. Well, guess what? If he wanted to get rid of Jimmy and he didn't like Jimmy, Jimmy wouldn't be in there right now.
Well, I mean, the only thing they have to do is cut him. No one's going to trade for him. Who would trade for him?
Right, but they're not doing that. He's the head coach.
I think
I'm tired of hearing people about who we hiring then if we fire Kyle Shanahan. I don't want to go back to the Jim Tom Sula days. I don't want to go back to these days, to Chip Kelly days. Guess what? We're already there, bro. We're 2-4.
No.
We're on our way there.
We're 2-4 because of the quarterback play. We're not 2-4 because of his roster. You cannot compare the roster to what Chip Kelly had and Jim Tom Sula had.
It doesn't matter what's on the roster. They're not winning football games. They should be better than what they're doing.
There's a reason why they're not winning football games. Is Tony's point. And it's the quarterback.
And the coach isn't making the decision to make them better.
Because they don't have a better option right now.
Okay.
You want Sudfeld?
No, I'm not talking about the injury this week. I'm talking from week 2.
Week 2?
I'm talking from week 2.
I wanted Jimmy out of here before the fucking draft.
Exactly, but I wanted Trey Lance to start in week 2. He didn't start him. Now all of a sudden it's you can't start him because he's injured. Yes, no shit, I can't start him this week because he's injured.
No, that's just now. But before it's because he wasn't ready. Trey Lance isn't ready. Okay. He's not ready.
Okay.
Kyle has said it. He's maintained
he won't be ready this entire season then, right? He won't be ready this entire season because that's
we don't know that.
Buy your crystal ball from. Is that a Walmart crystal ball? Was that an Amazon special?
No, because that's what Kyle said.
No, Kyle said he won't be ready until
Kyle said
ready.
He won't play unless we're out of playoff contention.
Right, so that could be.
No.
He'll get his bumps and bruises when we're out of playoff.
That's not what Kyle said.
Okay.
That's not what Kyle said. Kyle's words were different, and I actually have them here. That's not what he said. So why no Lance?
Have him here. You read it.
This is it. Trey hasn't practiced in 2 weeks, so when he does come back, he'll probably be limited. Odds are
that's not it.
When it comes to the game plan, you're not doing it. Wait, I know, but he hasn't practiced in 2 weeks. People are asking why not, right? Oh no, that's why Jimmy's still here. We go. explained that giving players like Lance experience just for experience, giving Trey Lance playing time just for experience isn't always beneficial. They also wouldn't happen until the 49ers have been entirely eliminated from the playoffs, which won't be for some time. So this is a very separate issue as to Trey Lance being ready or not, because he was asked a very specific question. Why not just give Lance the reps for experience? And he said that doesn't always work in your favor. But Kyle has maintained since we drafted this kid that he will not play until he's ready. And Lance said, oh, you know what, Nick, you weren't here actually when I asked this question. So let me ask you this question actually. When you weren't here, I asked the guys, Kyle keeps on saying Trey Lance isn't ready. And none of us knows what that means. What do you think Kyle means when he keeps saying Trey Lance isn't ready? Like, do you think it's a mechanical thing? Do you think it's a playbook thing? Because like I said, when I asked him the question, I prefaced it with, they kept telling us how he learned the whole installation, in training camp. So I'm asking you, what do you think Kyle means? And I don't have an answer. This isn't a tongue-in-cheek question. This isn't a loaded-up question. What do you think Kyle means when he keeps saying Trey Lance isn't ready?
I mean, there's a ton of different ways you can look at it. He could be not ready with his footwork, his throwing ability, his mindset, his ability to grasp the playbook. There could be a shit ton of things that we don't know what he's ready for. I have absolutely no clue what he's not ready for. I'm not in the room with him. I don't know. I don't study him. I don't watch him practice. Obviously, he's not going to be ready if he's not getting practice snaps either. Like, you just expect this kid to just be ready without experience? That's where Kyle Shanahan's wrong. No, I'm saying Kyle. This is the thing is like, do you think Trey Lance starts at all this year with the Niners in contention at all?
Yes. That has been my thought from the beginning. I have maintained that I thought Trey Lance would start sometime after week 12.
So you think the Niners are going to be still in contention after week 12?
I don't know, and I don't care if they're in contention. That was never what it was.
Right, but I'm asking, does he start if we're in contention?
I don't think it matters.
That's my specific question. I'm giving you specific wording here.
But I don't.
Do you think Trey Lance starts if we are still in contention?
And what I'm saying is contention doesn't matter. I think Trey Lance, when he's ready, will start, whether we're in contention or not, is what I'm saying. So if you want me to say yes, then the answer is yes. If you want me to say no, the answer is no. If we're in contention, it doesn't matter. Once he's ready, he's going to start. I've said that since week 1. That has always been my stance. I'm not wavering from that. I think the moment they say, I don't care if Jimmy wins 7 in a row. I think that if Trey Lance is ready, they put him in right away. What's up?
How do we know if he's ready if he doesn't step on the field?
It's not for us to say.
It's not for us to know. It's
Kyle to say he's ready. And the moment
Kyle know he's ready if he doesn't step on the field and play live action.
That's Kyle. That's Kyle. He makes that choice. That's the issue.
But that's how it is for all quarterbacks, guys. How did all right, I got an example for you. Let's look within our own division. Right? Seattle goes out and they hire that guy from Green Bay. What was that backup's name that they gave $10 million that year to?
Flynn.
Matt Flynn gets a $10 million contract, and they draft a rookie in the 3rd round. How did they know that rookie was ready to surpass him and be the starter week 1?
Because Matt Flynn wasn't doing shit right. That's why.
In where?
In Seattle.
Where? In practice, right?
Matt Flynn wasn't doing right in practice, but Jimmy Garoppolo is not doing right either. So how are you going to know and throw? Russell Wilson would have started if Matt Flynn was playing ball good.
And they only paid Matt Flynn $10 million as opposed to $25 million.
Well, no, but $10 million back then. You got to remember this was 2012. That $10 million was a big deal back then for a guy who had no start. No, but I'm agreeing with you, Nick.
If Matt Flynn was playing good football, then Russell Wilson wouldn't have started. Jimmy Garoppolo is not playing good football, and Kyle Shanahan's not making that decision. So it's not if Trey Lance is ready or if Russell Wilson was ready, because Russell Wilson obviously wasn't ready, but the guy that they had and they're paying wasn't ready either. So they
no. Russell Wilson was ready. Number one, that's why he surpassed Matt Flynn. He was the better option. That should tell you that as bad as Jimmy is, Trey Lance must be worse.
Must be worse. I got you.
That's the point. That's the point of this.
But even though we don't think that he's worse. The coach does, because he's not doing whatever it is Kyle needs for Trey Lance to pass. He's not doing it. Even though he passes our eye test, even though he can extend the play.
But Trey Lance, but if we're honest with ourselves, Trey Lance didn't even pass everybody's eye test, right? We saw a struggling kid, but we were willing to accept those struggles because he's a rookie. Trey Lance was wildly inaccurate. He was all over the place in that start against Arizona. He was all over the place. He passed up on passes that were open so he could run, and he made some passes that were incredible. He was up and down all over. We all know that.
But so's Jimmy.
I understand that. I completely understand that. And I'm not saying that I want Jimmy over Trey. I need y'all to hear what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying, but if your comparison is they're both up and down,
I wasn't comparing him to Jimmy.
Just like ED said.
I'm not comparing him to Jimmy.
Just like ED said, if their play on the field is close, play the rookie.
I agree with that.
Their play on the field was close. When your head coach comes out and says the rookie gave you an opportunity to win the football game, then go with your rookie. Because Jimmy's not the answer. You tried all offseason to get rid of this dude. Now you can't get off his nutsack.
Listen, I thought Kyle messed up when he said, the play he played well enough to win. And I was like, oh shit, he put his foot in his mouth there.
Yes,
right?
He did.
So I'm with you. You remember I posted the poll. We discussed it on the show and everything. I am with you. Once he said that, I was like, oh man, Kyle, like you got to play this kid now. You have to play this kid. And
then he miraculously got injured.
Right. But what I'm saying is for Kyle to still not feel that Trey Lance is ready, he has to be doing something really wrong in practice for Jimmy to still be securing the spot, guys. We don't see practice. It's either Kyle is an absolute idiot or he's who we think he is.
That's a possibility.
No, but I'm saying that's the only way that Trey Lance is not starting and he's playing better than Jimmy in practice. That's the only way. That means that Kyle is an absolute moron. And I don't think any of us here, except for Nick, think that. I'm not joking. Nick has made it clear that he's over Shanahan.
I'm completely over him. I don't give a shit if he gets fired tomorrow, to be honest with you.
But I don't think the other three of us feel that way, is what I'm saying. And so that means that there has to be something else. Right. That's all I'm saying. That means that there has to be something else that we just aren't privy to.
Right. He's not giving him the opportunity. He's not giving him the opportunity at practice.
At this point, I feel like
you're telling me, so me and you go out, right? And you don't, and I don't get a chance to throw the football like you're doing, right? And what is it to say that Tony can come in and judge and say I'm not ready when I'm not playing? But you're the only thing that you're. What?
Who is Tony?
The coach.
If you and I are on the field at the same time, coach sees the practice.
Right, but I'm not taking the snaps. I'm throwing the football in individuals and things like that, but I'm not taking snaps.
And you might suck throwing the football in individuals, so that's why we're not taking snaps away from me.
Okay.
Coach sees those snaps. You understand what I'm saying? Like, listen, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is right. What I'm saying is that there has to be a bigger play here in place. There has to be a bigger play in place.
The bigger play is that as soon as Trey Lance starts, the clock starts on Kyle Shanahan. That's what the play is. Mm-hmm. Kyle Shanahan's holding off as long as he can for the clock not to start. That's exactly what it is.
That makes sense, but I also think he's hurting himself at the same time.
And if your job, now let me ask you all this: if your job is contingent on the one person you're training, are you going to put him out before you think he's ready? Or are you going to do everything in your power to make sure that he's the best version of himself when you put him out there for everybody to see? Don't lie to me.
B.
Exactly. It's option B.
If you're not winning football games with your $27 million quarterback who you just traded up, yes, you're putting yourself at risk. And yes, you need to start.
No, you're not. You just signed a 6-year extension.
I agree with him. And if you're a de facto genius and play caller and scripter, you script him and you draw it up for him to be successful.
Tony, you don't believe that, bro. Tony, you don't believe that.
So we're just
I told everybody on this group that Trey Lance, they should go into the season and start him because Jimmy Garoppolo.
But that's not what happened. That's not what. Hold on. I gave you guys option A and option B, and you went with option A. And I'm challenging you on that. You don't believe that because you know.
Tell me
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. You know as well as I do that Kyle just signed that big ass extension with no offset language. He is safe for the next 2 years, and you know it. Right or wrong?
So if he's safe for the next 2 years, what's the difference?
No. I'm not talking about him sitting. I'm just talking about Kyle being safe. Right or wrong? You got Jed York coming out saying we can ride out Jimmy Garoppolo's contract. I don't care. Right? He just signed that big ass extension, no offset language. Forget about Trey, whether or not we drafted a quarterback. Kyle Shanahan is safe for at least 2 more years. Right or wrong?
Correct.
Okay. Nick's comment was, as soon as you start Trey Lance, the clock starts on you. We all also agree on that, right?
Correct.
Okay, so the options are put him out there when you don't think he's ready, or do everything in your power to fine-tune this kid, because as soon as he touches the field full-time and permanently, the clock starts on your job security. Which one are you going to do?
I'm still putting him out there.
All right, I rest my case. All right.
I don't understand. Like, this is my thing. I don't understand why everybody thinks that Kyle Shanahan can't be fired right now.
I disagree with you there. Absolutely. I'm sorry.
I don't understand why everybody thinks Kyle Shanahan can't be fired.
I respect you, but I disagree with that 100%. You're talking about a guy, and I know why you're trying to say he's firing because he's not pulling the trigger yet to make the switch. I understand that.
No, because he's not winning football games. He's not a winning coach in the
organization. He's not making the switch. Last year, they were severely depleted with injuries. The year before that, they went to a Super Bowl and lost it because of a defense that got tired because of a quarterback could not sustain drives and put points on the board. The year before that, injuries, Jimmy Garoppolo. The year before that, Brian Hoyer was our quarterback. It was a full rebuild. They assembled all the pieces. This guy took over a team that was worse than the fucking Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm sick and tired of everybody saying Kyle. I'm sick and tired of it. Kyle's going nowhere. He's not. I promise you he's not. I will put my fucking pension on it. He's not going nowhere.
Would you have bet that Jim Harbaugh wasn't going anywhere and he was a winning coach?
I knew Jim Harbaugh was getting fired because he outwears his welcome every 4 years wherever he goes. And Trent Baalke's a fucking scumbag.
The writing was on the wall for that the year before.
He didn't get fired from Michigan.
About that the year before.
Huh?
I said there was rumor. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Breezy.
I said he didn't get fired from Michigan, and I'm sure he
ain't winning.
And they can't win in the Big Ten.
But
they can't.
There was rumors about Harbaugh being fired the year before. He have not heard one.
And then they extended him 8 years.
I'm just asking, and I'm not saying that it was right or wrong to fire Jim Harbaugh, but he was a winning coach, and Kyle is not a winning coach.
Yeah, but Harbaugh was also an asshole who disrespected Jed York.
That's another reason. But I think Baalke played them against each other, if you want to know the personal truth. That's how demented Trent Baalke was.
Okay, so you're telling me that nobody can be held accountable right now?
I'm saying Kyle's not getting fired right now. Right now, he's not getting fired. Yeah. He's not getting fired.
I agree that he's not going to get fired.
Kyle can go.
You don't care if they fire him tomorrow, though.
I'm saying that I don't know why people are so worried about replacing him. Like there's nobody else out there that can win football games as a head coach.
All right, so let me ask you this. I see in the chat everyone's saying Kellen Moore, the next head coach of the 49ers. You tell me the difference between Kellen Moore and Kyle Shanahan. They were both coordinators. They were never a head coach. So what makes you think you're going to turn around and invest in Kellen Moore, who's never been a head coach, and could come here and totally bomb out?
You're asking me?
I'm asking anybody.
Would he play Trey Lance?
No, I'm just being dead honest with you. You know these people can't take the friggin' pressure.
You don't know.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think Nick might have answered the question that we're all trying to figure out. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I think Nick just answered the question as to why Kyle hasn't started him yet. because the moment he steps on the
The
field,
clock is ticking. Yeah.
the clock starts and it's full evaluation on Kyle Shanahan.
Because now he got his guy.
You have your guy, and you bench the guy that got you to the Super Bowl. Now I'm watching you under a microscope with a fine-tooth comb.
And that ain't got shit to do with him not being ready. They got that's why
because you chose to put him in at this moment.
Bam.
That's it, Nick.
And that's why it's all on Kyle. That's why Kyle.
What's the Niners record?
Finish it, Wayne.
No, that's why it's all on Kyle. Kyle's like, yo, I gotta make sure I'm right. I'm ready for my clock to start ticking.
What's the record? 2-4 or 2-5?
2-4.
They're 2-4 right now. I think it's safe to say they're not winning their division. That's number one.
Yeah, but we're one game out of the playoff race.
I think they would have to be lights out to get a wild card. So,
I mean, let's be honest real quick before you finish. The only reason we're in playoff contention is because there's not a lot of good teams in NFC right now.
No.
No. That's not true.
Doesn't matter how we get in, dog.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying that if there were better teams, if the Vikings and
there's good teams. Wait. Nick, there's good teams in the playoffs. The problem is that seventh game fucked it all up. At 7, it's 500 or worse. You see, I put it up here.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. There's only 5 really good teams.
But this is going to be the norm from now on. This isn't an anomaly. This isn't going to be different next year or the year after, or any year going forward. That 7th spot changes everything going forward. Like the fact that the Lions are 0-7 and are still in contention says something. Because in a normal season, you're halfway through the year and don't have a win yet. Your playoff hopes are done. That's not the case this year. You got the 17th game and you got an extra spot. So that changes it, because if you cut it off at 6, how it was before, you got to have a winning record to make it to the postseason. Right now, you don't. Now teams are hoping for 500 or around 500 to make the postseason. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, like your New Orleans, your Minnesotas, like Carolina started off really hot. They've dropped. There's teams in here that should be good that aren't good right now.
Yeah,
the Niners.
The Niners.
That's all I'm saying is there's teams. The NFC teams have a lot of injuries at key positions to where teams are not as good as they should be, which is holding the Niners into contention, even though we're not a good football team right now or playing good football. If these other teams were playing well, we wouldn't be talking about playoff contention. That's all I'm saying. The NFC, the top 5 teams have 1 loss. The rest of the league is 3-3 or 3-4 or 2-4 or 2-5, whatever, depending on how many games they play. But I'm sorry, Tony. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
No, it's fine. I forgot what I was saying.
See, I didn't. That's what I didn't want to do.
Basically, I mean, I think if he made the switch, I mean, come on, you think Jed really wants to continuously see this team play this way with Jimmy as quarterback? I think he gets a hall pass for, all right, listen, make the switch now, let him get his reps. Your clock starts, September 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, whatever it is in September 22. That's when you're on the clock.
Yo, at what point does Jed York, intervenes?
Never.
Why not?
I don't see Jed York as that type of owner.
I'm just saying, at what point does he say something? Like, come on, man. If your team is losing, it's his team. Let's keep it a buck.
Of course. Of course.
So I know you're saying you don't see him being that guy, but we've seen him be in the forefront at some point when Balky was here. So at what point does Jed York sit down John Lynch and say, yo, we got to do something? And then John Lynch goes to Kyle and says, you got to do something.
You got to remember back then that the head coach didn't have complete control of football operations like he does now. Like Kyle was given complete control over football operations.
I totally understand that.
So that's where he probably won't step in, because he's like, this is your job. Like, you need to figure it out. And this is where Jed said, I'm stepping back. This isn't where I should be involved in, if we all remember, where he said, I'm going to hand this over.
I'm not going to have anything to do with draft. I'm not going to have anything to do with football operations. I'm going to handle the money and everything on the outsides. But this is why I'm hiring you guys. Because in the past, he stepped in and everybody put the blame on him.
Yep.
So I don't think he's going to step in and say anything. He may say to Kyle, you need to figure this out. But I don't think he's going to step in and say, if you don't do this, this is what the consequences are.
And to be fair, Jed has stepped in already. Jed has stepped in and said what he has to say. And it was
about Jimmy Garoppolo.
It was an extension for his GM and his head coach. He said, hey, I believe in the vision, guys. He believed in the vision, so he made the hire. He doubled down before the Super. People forget.
But now he's not getting the return.
No. But there was no return when he doubled down. He showed that he believed in the vision then. He showed that he believed in the vision when he doubled down on these guys. You make the Super Bowl appearance, we don't win, but it's okay. I understand what's happening here. There's a bigger play here. He pulled those guys into a meeting and said, guys, we lost the Super Bowl.
Oh, so he's the only person that could pull guys into a meeting?
He pulled those guys in, yeah. Players can't pull in Kyle. Players can't pull in John Lynch and Adam Peters.
No, but they can pull in the other players, is what we were saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
don't go back here.
Okay.
Please. I gotta go to bed soon, so don't go back there, please.
Okay, my bad. All right.
But if you want to know what Jed York has to say and how he feels, he has made it very clear how he feels.
Okay.
And
by doubling down.
Not only did he double down on their contracts when the season started, after we traded up, after we drafted Trey Lance.
He said that crap about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hey, if they want to keep Jimmy here to the end of his contract, I am completely fine with paying both of these quarterbacks. Jed York says, I trust the plan. I am telling you guys that there's a plan in place here. There's a plan in place. And if you listen to what Jed York is saying, if we have to pay Jimmy the whole time, cool. I think Jed York told him, when this kid gets in, that starts your clock. That's what Nick was just saying. When this kid gets in, your clock starts. Kyle said, yeah, but what if the kid's not ready until, Jimmy's contract is over?
Yeah.
Jed said, so be it. Your ass got till Jimmy's contract is over then. But that's when the clock starts on you. And now Kyle's like, oh shit, he's biting his fingers. He's biting his fingernails. He's chewing his jaws. He's smoking cigarettes. He's turning gray by the second. Because if I don't get this right, I got one shot at this. If I don't get this right, I'm fired. It's over for me. I have to nail this right the first time I put him in as the official starter. He started Trey Lance, like, guys, just remember, this wasn't the start. This was because Jimmy was injured. That's the only reason he's in here.
Yeah, he said it.
Jimmy comes back in here. They were like, hey, yo, you lost again. What about Trey? Trey was only starting because Jimmy was injured. Hey, guys, just don't forget Trey's still injured, so he can't start. Like, get off of me. Get off of me. This is not about Jimmy and Trey because Jimmy is the guy. Kyle's job depends on what happens following the start and decision to stick with Trey Lance. And he's not going to do it until he does everything in his power to get that kid ready. That's what it is, guys. I don't care if it's footwork. If Kyle might make this kid practice barefoot, and if he don't like the way his pinky toe moves, I'm not losing my job over your fucking pinky toe.
Trey, hell, go get a pedicure, Trey.
Yeah, get that shit right. Get it right. But Nick, like we joking and everything, but that's what it is. That's what the answer is. And he's gonna nitpick every single thing Trey does until he feels he's ready to go in there. That's what I think it is. Nick, can you take this one, man? I'm sorry.
Terradome Kyle Coyote has never led, developed, or played the quarterback position. He's an OC with daddy's name and a bunch of blown leads in Super Bowls. Can't hold Harbaugh's clipboard. That's not true at all.
I disagree with this so much.
He has played wide receiver, and that's why I think he's hard on the wide receivers.
He's extremely hard. He's a perfectionist when it comes to
Yeah,
wide
but he
receiver.
wasn't even good at wide receiving. Like, how you gonna be hard on somebody you ain't good at?
He didn't even make it to the pro level. Talk
It's
your
just
shit,
his
Wayne.
thought process of him playing the game. So, I mean, granted, he wasn't good. I think we could all agree with that.
That Kyle can't cook. He couldn't create separation. But Kyle, see, that's my issue with Kyle, yo. Like, I still don't understand this Brandon Aiyuk situation, but hey, it is what it is. The 49ers are going to have to find a way to dig themselves out of this little turmoil they're going through. And I believe that they will at some point. Just don't know what that point is. And let's let it start on Sunday. They win Sunday. Now we trending up.
You know what's crazy? You know why everybody's so excited to see Trey? Because we know that as soon as Trey gets in there,
he ain't coming back out.
Well, not only is he not coming back out, but all of a sudden we don't think Brandon Aiyuk is a mediocre wide receiver. We'll see Brandon Aiyuk streaking down the sideline and Trey taking shots to him. You get what I'm saying?
So is Brandon Aiyuk's success mainly from the fact that Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard could get the ball down the field?
Yes, because Jimmy wasn't the
why
guy.
Is Kyle Shanahan trying to turn Brandon Aiyuk into something that he's not? Like, that's my point. And that's why this is on Kyle. If you wanted a wide receiver, hear me out. If you wanted a wide receiver that could run routes, that can get open, that can create separation, that could do all these things that you want right away, then he drafted the wrong receiver. That doesn't mean that Aiyuk.
No.
Okay. All right.
That's not it. You were on it. You were on it, right? Yeah. Mullins would take that shot downfield. It's a flutter. It's a floater.
Yeah, but he knew Mullins wasn't the quarterback, Mike. Mullins was a fill gap guy.
I know that.
Jimmy was the quarterback. Is the quarterback, excuse me. He's still the quarterback. He knows that.
But listen to me. Jimmy was never the quarterback. He was a quarterback. Since 2019 Super Bowl, which Brandon Aiyuk was not a part of, they were trying to get rid of Jimmy. They wanted Tom Brady. They wanted X, Y, and Z. So let's get a real wide receiver who can run routes downfield that whoever this next quarterback is can take advantage of. We didn't see it with Jimmy, and then Jimmy got hurt. All of a sudden, CJ Beathard could work with Brandon Aiyuk. Nick Mullins could work with Brandon Aiyuk. We heard about Trey Lance and Nate Sudfeld hitting Brandon Aiyuk downfield, right? We heard about it all. Every other quarterback has chemistry with Brandon Aiyuk. And meanwhile, we sitting here like dumbasses saying, why Kyle got Brandon Aiyuk just running routes? He on the field for 42 plays, and they won't throw him the ball. No, Jimmy won't throw him the ball. It's not the play calling. It's Jimmy that won't throw him the ball.
So then let me just rectify this and get this straight. The only reason why Kyle Shanahan is on a hot seat is because he won't make the switch.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. ...
No. No ...
No. There's no because there's a why won't he make the switch? And that's
because it's not schematic and X and O's, because there's people running wide open every play.
Yes, there are. And we saw that even after this game. This game that we just lost in the rain, we saw people doing this in the middle of the field. That's Jimmy, this your territory. We here. We tap dancing on the 50-yard line. We on the goddamn logo. Jimmy wouldn't pull the trigger.
George Kittle in the Super Bowl.
Okay, come on. So we've seen this, guys. We have all seen this. So why won't Kyle make the switch, Tony?
Because Kyle is afraid that his clock is going to start right away. That's why.
And he doesn't want to start the young man prematurely.
I think it's, I'll say it. I don't give a shit. I'll get roasted for it. I think he's afraid that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to become an issue in the locker room if he benches him and puts Trey Lance in.
Who the fuck wants Jimmy in there still?
Mike, you yourself said it. You heard it in the interview, how they were both in the training center during the bye week, and they didn't see each other. They went total opposite directions. You tell me that's a normal relationship?
I said they're avoiding each other.
That's not a problem. It's normal that there's no issue there or like animosity between them two?
No, I'm with you. I said that was an issue. I said they're avoiding each other, and that's weird.
So that's why I'm saying, that's why I think Kyle's trying to string this out, along with potentially what Nick said. Because you sit Jimmy Garoppolo and you start Trey Lance without Jimmy being injured or any other reason, I think Jimmy's going to make a problem in that locker room.
For who? No one's fucking with Jimmy, bro.
I'm telling you.
Every pass catcher on this team. Listen to me.
You asked me what my opinion is, and I just told you what it was.
Wait, but you're telling me that there's pass catchers on this team that want Jimmy over Trey?
Maybe not a wide receiver.
Give me another position.
A tight end.
What tight end wants him?
He talking about George Kittle.
No. You know what? Let's have an exercise. I'm on my computer. I can't talk on it, but I can make this motherfucker work. Watch this. Here we go. 49er schedule. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Over under 7 for tight end receptions in the last 3 games combined. What do you guys think?
Under.
Well, the one that I'm talking about hasn't played in 2.
That's that. You said tight end. I'm asking about all of the tight ends.
You gotta say George Kittle, Tony. You know that.
I'm sorry. I'll specify it. George Kittle.
Nick is like a professional dick. Like it just seeps out of his pores. He just can't help it. It just comes out naturally.
I'm just saying that you changed it to all tight ends because he didn't specify.
That's what Tony said. Tony said tight end.
He didn't say Kittle, but that's who he was talking about.
Do you remember what I said to you? Remember in the preseason game where Trey Lance threw the ball high over Deebo Samuel? What did Deebo do? He ran right to the sideline to Jimmy Garoppolo and was like, okay. Then in the game where Jimmy Garoppolo, I think it was Seattle, in the warmups, who was next to Deebo? Who was next to Trey Lance saying, "We got your back"?
Deebo.
Okay, so you're telling me there at certain points of times there was no split in that locker room? I give you 2 instances with the same player going to 2 different fucking guys. You tell me that's normal? Did it freeze? Hello?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to everybody.
I'm sorry. I was counting tight end receptions. What'd you say? Say it one more time for me.
That's not normal, yo.
What did he say? I missed it.
I said to you in the game in the preseason where what's his name threw a high ball, Deebo Samuel sprinted to the sideline with the Jimmy Garoppolo and went like this, and Jimmy was like this. Seattle, in warmups, that same individual went to Trey Lance saying, "I got your back, Trey." So you're telling me that there's no slight split in that locker room or back and forth?
How is it a split where if in preseason he's team Jimmy and then regular season he's like, "Yo, Trey, let's do this"? How is it a split? He's showing love for both guys.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
You're right.
Did I understand your message wrong? Somebody tell me.
You're right. I'm done.
Listen, I've been wrong all night long. One more time ain't gonna hurt.
No, I'm wrong. You're right.
Look, people agree with you.
Could it be that Deebo was showing Jimmy love in preseason and up until he just wasn't playing right anymore, and then now he become a Trey Lance guy?
Could be that. And why is it that Trey throws the ball to Aiyuk and Jimmy don't look at him?
Well, because Jimmy stares his receivers down. That's why. Jimmy stares his receivers before they even snap the ball. And we said this before. I mean, I've said it. Is Jimmy is a one-read quarterback that if that first read's not there on timing, he panics.
Dude, that play where he threw that interception, he looked nowhere but
Bro, the safety started rolling over before he even took the snap because he was straight staring at Deebo with the one-on-one on the outside.
That was a high-low read. There was Hasty in the flat, and Deebo was just like 4 or 5 yards deeper on the sideline, right?
Deebo ran like a button hook. I think it was like 8 yards or something.
All I know is Jimmy Garoppolo got to see wide open wide receivers, yo. At this point in his career, like
he's not going to though.
He can't continue to miss it. And if so, if he does, and he's still on this team, then and Kyle doesn't bench him, then it's on Kyle. Like if you got a quarterback that's missing wide open guys that can win you games, because all of our games really come down to like the last play or so, right? We get that touchdown right there to Mohamed Sanu. We get the 2 points as a tie game, right? Like all I'm saying is like he's got to, if Jimmy's not doing that and Kyle doesn't care, or Kyle does say something to Jimmy and Jimmy still doesn't fix it, and Kyle doesn't bench Jimmy because he doesn't feel like Jimmy's doing anything wrong, even though he missed a wide open guy, that's on Kyle. And at this point, we could just say that the season is on Kyle. And now Kyle is actually taking the blame for it. So all we can do is hope we win now, right? Like that's all we can hope for. We can hope Kyle comes out. We do know one thing. Kyle's going to come out with a game plan to win. It's not like Kyle's playing to lose. So let's dead that narrative.
Yo, please take one of yourselves out. I can't deal with two mics, let alone one.
That's funny.
There we go.
It's not like Kyle is playing to lose, right? So I think Kyle Shanahan comes out with a game plan every week, and if it goes down, the shit just hits the fan for the 49ers. It's like there's a little small hump we can't get over. Like, right? We start off fast, we score, and then we get to this hump. And Kyle has to figure that out with him and his players. Like, that's the issue. And Jimmy, if he's not going to see wide open guys, as long as he's making throws, not into double coverage, I don't know. Yeah.
I got a question, right? And this is where I'm confused, is because Kyle always comes out after the game and says, I don't know. I'll know more after I watch the tape. What fucking tape is he watching? He can't see?
I don't know.
He can't see how bad Jimmy Garoppolo is playing or what he's missing?
He says Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know.
At least he said this time Jimmy played his worst game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at least he admitted that. But I don't know, man. I'm just like.
Maybe Kyle's evolving. He's admitting stuff now.
Have y'all rewatched the game yet?
Yep.
I watched some of it, not all of it.
Some of it. What about you, Tony? Have you seen any of the games since it ended?
First half.
First half. Okay. Of what you guys rewatched, was any of it by chance all 22?
No, I don't have that. I just have the replay on because I DVR'd it and it was on national television, so I got it.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it. It wasn't available for me. So
I tell you what, I'm going to take some chances here and risk myself looking more like a fool tonight than what I already had, right? I want to play this quick game of true or false, and we're going to go home. We're 2.5 minutes away from being a 2-hour show, so we'll leave, all right? I want to play a quick game of true or false here, all right? And everybody, I'm going to ask a question. We'll go Breezy, Nick, Tony, and then I'll ask the next question. You guys just give me quick true or false, okay? True or false? Kyle Shanahan called and the team executed good run plays.
True.
I want to say true because most of the time, but he didn't do it all the time when, like, third downs. He didn't execute the way that he should have on run downs. But yes, true. I'll go with true.
True.
All right. Kyle Shanahan dialed up successful open deep plays.
True.
Successful?
No, I changed it to open. Sorry.
Okay, because I was going to say,
players,
no, definitely no successful.
Schemed open.
Schemed,
yeah.
yes. Schemed open
That's
plays.
it. Kyle Shanahan schemed open deep plays. That's
True.
the question.
Correct.
True.
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 Okay. Kyle Shanahan should still be held under scrutiny.
True. He's the head coach.
100% true.
False.
That fucks up my game a little bit. All right, I'll shut up and I'll keep it moving. Okay. Defensive side of the ball. All right. The defense was good against the run.
False.
First half, yes. I see that it's a mix for me.
Yeah, no. Taylor went ape shit. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
he did, but he didn't until like later in the game.
Doesn't matter.
Cumulative.
Yeah, what was it? It was that they played well against the run.
Yeah, defense played well
All right,
against the
I'm
run.
just gonna go with false. They gave up over 100 yards running back.
All right,
False.
Okay, so we got false, right? We ended up with 3 falses there. Okay, the defense had good coverage on passing plays.
The coverage was good. The execution was poor. So true.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I want to know.
I agree.
True.
Okay. Special teams was a major concern for you this game.
Going into it.
No. Not going into it.
False.
Watching the game and after the game. Special teams was a major concern for you in this game.
False.
True.
True. The Aiyuk thing really fucked me up.
All right. Okay. So this is what I concluded from that little exercise. Kyle can still coordinate the shit out of a game. You guys agree with that? Whether the players can execute or not is different. But Kyle can coordinate the fuck out of a football game. What do you guys think?
Yeah. That's what I
Yes?
said.
I've never disagreed with that.
Tony?
That's why
Yeah.
I'm not over Kyle Shanahan.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm just going to be very, very, very quick, very concise. D'Amico Ryans can game plan against a defense.
Absolutely.
Against an offense.
True.
I mean, yes, I'm sorry, against an offense.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, from everybody. And special teams was not poor enough to cost us a game if the offense and defense are executing the way they should.
True.
True.
True, but that one play.
No, I know. The one play is a one play thing, right? But
Well, the missed field goal too.
right. And so I mean, guys,
We didn't miss the field goal. We missed the
extra point. Yeah, extra point. I'd correct myself.
and this is where I am, guys. I'm gonna go first for this segment instead of last. All right. And this is where we are, guys. This team, the light is at the end of the tunnel. And we can see the light. The problem is how far away the light is from reach and from grasp. We got to get there. And unfortunately, it's baby steps. It's not a sprint. It's not a bike ride. It's not a jog. It's not a car ride. It's some ways away. We can see the makings of a good team that's competitive in every game. The defensive coordinator can read the opposing team and their game plan, and he can put together something. The offensive coordinator and the play calling can be successful if the players can execute. And the special teams is not bad enough where it's going to cost us a game. We're right there. We got to hold tight. We have to stay true to who we are. Okay? And it might not be good enough right now while Jimmy is in there, but we have to be resilient. The team, the players, and us as fans have to be resilient. And guys, this is the key word for our giveaway tonight. All right? We told you guys that we were doing a giveaway. We're giving away another one of these legacy books.
You shouldn't have shown it or said that it was a giveaway.
No. We already announced it on the Overreaction show. We said we were going to tell them
Right.
how to.
I know, but I'm saying you should have just said resilient was the key word.
Well, this is it.
Not what it was for.
Following the show, when this show is over and no longer live, you guys have to go back to the stream and type the word resilient. No other words, just the word resilient. Type it in, and then we're on the Thursday show. We're going to do a drawing for the winner. All right. So when the show is over, go type the word resilient, and we will ask we'll do a random drawing and selection, and the winner will get the next one, the next prize here. Okay, so that is the prize there, right there. Oh man, 75 years, guys. Legacy book. It's quite impressive. Legacy of greatness. The word is resilient. Get your asses there. Go to the comments following this show and type the word resilient. Nothing else, just resilient. We'll do a live drawing on Thursday, and the winner will be announced then. All right? Let's continue with final thoughts. We'll go with Tony, and then we'll go with Breezy, and then we'll go with Nick.
Yeah, so basically with the record that we have and the situations that we've been in these games, and the number one thing is the team is still competing. They're not quitting. Maybe the execution isn't there, but like we just did in this exercise, the plays are there, the routes are there, the scheme is working. The scheme open routes are there. So it falls on execution of the players. Have faith in Kyle. Give him a chance. Let him get his guy out there and let him see what he can do. And if it doesn't work with this guy, then Kyle is clearly on the hot seat. But basically, just like, you just got to keep watching this team, supporting this team, cheering for this team. And hopefully the ship turns around and things get better. But, I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Breezy.
I already said what I had to say, man. I expect this team to go out and give 100% on Sunday. I expect it each week. I don't think that the team as a whole is in turmoil. I think they just got some fine things they got to figure out. And like they were in every game. Like even the games, the games they won, obviously they won. They were able to pull it away and get the wins, but and every one of these losses, man, they were like one play away from like securing the victory. And so with that being said, I expect them to go out there regardless of how bad Jimmy played, regardless of how bad other players didn't execute. I expect them to get their shit together. Like I expect it to happen at some point. So I'm going to continue to expect it. And we just did the exercise to let everybody know that Kyle is dialing up stuff. It's just not being properly executed. And I believe that's how I kind of started off the show. It's like, if you go back and watch it, you can see players open. That's a problem when they're not executed properly, or if a player drops a pass, or this is that and the third. It doesn't help. So the players got to execute. The players execute, they get the win. They'll get a win against the Chicago Bears. They just got to go out there and do it. So we, the faithful, yeah, I understand we're upset, and that's cool, but we just got to remain faithful, guys. At some point, it's going to happen. And we can celebrate with the victory shot.
Yeah. Resiliency. But there's also realistic. This team is beating themselves 100% of the time, whether it be the coach not replacing players, the players not executing. There have been times that we should win, and we haven't. While this is a good team on paper, they have not figured out their identity. They're not a good team right now. I really don't think that. Like, there's something going on, whether there's separation in the locker room, whether they're just lack of executing. Penalties. Kyle's been calling, decent plays to a point where people are open. Quarterback's not pulling the trigger. Do I think it's going to get better? I don't. And that's just being honest. I don't. I don't think this team is going to be better until Jimmy Garoppolo is not starting quarterback.
That's fair.
I don't like that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to feel like that because it sucks. But this is a bad and hard team to watch play football right now.
The offense is poor.
In all three phases. In all three phases. The offense is, defensively is probably is the most fun to watch. Offensively, I just have no faith in these guys. I have no faith. Like, you can walk in between the 20s all you want. We were so good in the red zone in the beginning of the year against two piss-poor teams, and now we just can't score. We're 6 for 36 on third downs in the last 4 games. We're 22 of 100 and something or 70 something in the entire year for third down conversion rate. That is not this team. I hope they start to play better. I hope they figure it out. I still love this football team. Like I said, I root for the Niners, not individual players, but this team is not good right now. They need to figure it out. That's it.
All right. And on that note, we're going to go home. I'm going to point this out. You guys ready? Everybody looking. You guys ready? Here we go. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
remain faithful. We
Yeah,
out here.
guys.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but Niners. Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing.